Yeah, Shalom family. All praises to the Most High Power, the great I am, loving kindness, the Holy Great One, the power of Zion. So tonight I'm recording on my headphones. Prayerfully, it sounds fine. So I just want to take you here real quick, show you a few things that the Most High led me to see. And so we're looking at the tree of life, of course. So when I look at the tree of life, what I'm trying to ascertain is how do I understand it in my own language, right? So without trying to regurgitate what everyone else is saying in every book, how do I convert this in a language that I can relate to? So basically, that's what I have been doing. I've been converting this in a language that I can understand and understand and explain to my kids and my wife, and we can have a conversation like regular people. All right. Not that there's anything wrong with the words that I use to describe the tree of life. As a matter of fact, every word is fine. But I always trying to like change it in a way that I can relate to it, personify it, right? We'll get into that. But tonight I want to take your attention to a word on the Ein Sof, horizon, horizon of eternity. But the word horizon, the Most High helped me to see this word in a whole different light. Before we get into it, remember this pamphlet we went to, the biblical meaning of numbers from 1 to 40. When I did the video of Zohar in the city, with, where the Zohar word was found in all over the Bible. So we know the word Hey, the fifth letter on the alphabet or alphabet, is a window. It means behold. When it's used at the beginning of a word, the letter Hey means behold, to reveal inspiration, what comes from, right? So over here, hey at the beginning of a word, Hebrew word means the or behold. Okay? It signifies grace or favor and it's used 318 times in the Bible and so on and so forth. You know this, we went through it already. Okay? Let's go at the bottom here. The fifth letter of the Hebrew alphabet is hey, which is spoken by breathing. When placed in the middle of a word, it indicates inspiration, something that is God breathed, right? But at the beginning of a word, it means behold. So that's very important to remember because when we go here in the word horizon, we're gonna get a breakdown of horizon. So let's go to my notes. Horizon. The first letter is H, so it means behold. Behold what? So what other words do we get from the word horizon? So we see the first word, behold. We see the second word, Zion. There is Zion in horizon, right? And we also get the word Zohar, but it's spelled here Zohor. It's the same. Phonetically, it sounds the same. It's just a vowel differently, but it's okay. It's still Zohar. You could say Zohar or Zohar. It doesn't matter. You still see the word Zohar. So behold Zohar. But where is Zohar? You could see the word Zion. You could see the word N. Behold Zohar in Zion. In the word horizon, you get behold the Zohar in Zion. H means behold. And then when you cross out some words, you get Zohar, you get Zion. Behold, the Zohar in Zion. And Zion, of course, is a community of the righteous, the keepers of the covenant. And that's you, family, always and forever. All right? Um, Zion also coexists among the children of men, which is the world. Okay, so different. Zion is also Yad, the church, or Yahad, or whatever you want to say in the books of the Remembrance, page 85, and several other pages. Now, you also could see in the word horizon the word Orion. Orion, right? The constellation located in the celestial equator and also is visible throughout the world. So far we got Zohar, Zion, Orion. So when you look up Orion in the Keys of Enoch, it takes you to a word called Osiris, right? Osiris was a creator god um, from Orion. We'll get into that. Let's go back to Orion. Orion is also, it's a cluster of stars in the sky, and these are the different names: Rigel or Rigel, Beltegis, Alnitak, Alnilam, Orionesis, etc., etc. So it speaks of astronomy, Job 9, verse 9, Job 38 and 31, Amos 5 and 8. But when you go into the Keys of Enoch, page 43, you get some examples of Orion, and also page 548, number 33 through 35, and several other chapters. But from the word Orion in the Keys of Enoch, it takes you to Osiris. Osiris is a Lord creator from Orion. Okay, he was what's called a Ptah, a creator god from Orion. All right, I'm gonna take you to a book called The Sacred Symbols of Moon. I'm gonna take you there in a second. But also, when we go back to the word horizon, you also get the word or, like the Torah or. The Torah or. These are all the scrolls of the Torah revealed or hidden that are to be revealed, put together. All the scriptures of light, that's the Torah or. In the Keys of Enoch, the Torah or are all the scrolls of light that are revealed and yet to be revealed. So in the word horizon, so far we got Zohar, Zion, we have Orion, we have the word Or, and then from Orion, it leads us to Osiris. So let's go to Osiris. We'll come back to this. We're not finished. Let's go to the sacred symbols of Moon. All right, something real quick. Let's go to Osiris. Who is Osiris? Page 193, the sacred symbols of Moon. $2 book. Page 93, 193. Osiris was one of the oldest of the Egyptian gods. Okay, he was one of the oldest of the Egyptian gods. All right. The Book of the Dead. Okay, I got that book here also, but we're not gonna get into that book. So over here, they show you a table of all the ancient Kemet gods: Osiris, Hathor, Isis, so on and so forth. Thoth at the end. You have Isis over here, and Thoth. We know, of course, Thoth is Enoch. Thoth is Hermes. Uh, Thoth is also Seramis. Another name. He has so many names. Osiris. Let's go to Osiris. Osiris was one of the oldest of the Egyptian gods. His worship was universal throughout Egypt at all times. Osiris was a representative of all that was good. All right. He was the representative of all that was good. I don't know if Osiris was Adam. I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe somebody else know. I didn't look into it that deep. He could have been Yatzikard. Who knows? The myth. So let's see if he's eighth from Adam. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Seventh from Adam. Enoch is seventh from Adam. So Osiris in this chart is Yatzikard, is Adam. Yeah, he's seventh from Adam. Thoth, which is Enoch, is seventh from Adam. So Osiris is Yatzikard. Puzzle solved. So let's go. Osiris was once the monarch of Upper and Lower Kemet. It is claimed that Osiris was buried at Philae, okay, which is another town. What else we get on Osiris? We also had the Osirian religion, which Thoth was also a founder. Against this, we find that Thoth, the founder of the Lower Egyptians, and taught at Say was a university or a school. Okay, Say was the Osirian religion. So Say, Sais, is a French word actually. It means to speak of, to speak, or means speech, to reveal. Um, so check this out though. So we know Thoth in the Emerald Tablets, the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. He was the one who went to Kemet. He established a colony. He actually taught Egyptians that came in, these were all Atlanteans, okay? These were not modern day Egyptians. We talk about way back in the time of Lemuria, in the time of Atlantis, in the time of Enoch. This is way back when. All right, so these are all different, these were all races of Atlanteans living in Egypt and Kemet. All right. So Thoth was one of the founder of Lower Egypt, all right, that's precepted by the Emerald tablets. And he taught at Say, a school, okay, the Osirian religion. The Osirian religion was a very was the so if we go with Osiris being Yahtzekad or Adam, so the Osirian religion was the first was the religion of the Most High, was a righteous religion, right? So let's get it. It says it in here too. Osiris was entering manhood, left the home of his birth, Atlantis, and came to the motherland where he entered one of the Naka colleges, where he studied the religion and the cosmic sciences of the motherland. Right? He studied astronomy, cosmic sciences, all types of stuff. When he passed his degree of master and adept, he returned to his own country, Atlantis. There, he devoted his life to the teachings of the people, the first religion of men. The first religion of men. If Osiris was the first man, then he taught the first religion of men. That means he was a Melchizedek priest. He knew all kinds of stuff, right? So if he's Adam, if he's Yatzikad, so we already know what time it is with Osiris. So when he devoted his life to the teachings of the people, the first religion of men, and to weeding out and eliminating extravagancies, inventions, and misconceptions that had crept into the religion of Atlantis under a rank of priesthood. So this is what we're trying to do right now. We're trying to get rid of and eliminate inventions and misconceptions that have crept into the religion of Atlantis, to the religion of the Atlanteans, okay, under a rank of false priesthood among us. Osiris became the heretic head of religion Atlantis, which office he held during the long life, right? If we go with the premise that Osiris is Adam, he actually lived a very long life. He lived 930 years. The reason why he didn't live 1,000 years is because, according to Kabbalah, he gave those 70 years to David. He gave those 70 years to David. According to Kabbalah, David was born a stillborn child. So he would have died at birth. So 70 years of Adam's or Yatsika's life went to David. That's why David lived 70 years. Osiris became the heretic head of religion Atlantis, which office he held during a long life. The people loved and worshiped Osiris for his gentleness. So when you compare that with what the books I remember says about Yatsika, he was a gentleman, he was meek, he was quiet, he was gentle, goodness and kindness, right? This is the qualities of our ancient righteous ancestors, right? Going back to the ways of the righteous, the gentle ways of peace, and quietness. So that's right there in the book of Enoch, the remembrance of Enoch, SM book of Haggai. So Osiris was a gentleman. He had goodness, he had kindness. Okay. They wished to dethrone. All right, so that's all that good stuff right there. See. They wished to dethrone some dude named Oronis. Okay, Oranus, the king, and place Osiris on the throne. This Osiris would not allow the to be spoken of, and so condemned the idea that it was abandoned. Now, I don't know who this dude is, Oranus. If we're going with the Osiris being Yatzikad, then Oranus, I don't know who that dude was. Maybe that was Cain or something. I'm not sure, but there wouldn't be any other person more prominent than Osiris in Osiris' time, right? So there wouldn't be a someone else ruling. So if there was someone else ruling, Osiris is not Adam. Osiris is not Yatsik. I remember this is just speculation, but Osiris was a real person. But nevertheless, Osiris was so meek, so gentle, so good, so righteous. He didn't want that cloud. He said, "Nah, I'm good. You could go ahead and leave Overness on the throne as a king or whatnot. Osiris was not allowed to be spoken of, and he condemned the idea, and he said, "Go ahead and leave that alone." All right. So they say he was murdered by a brother. That yada yada yada. We're not gonna get into that. So now we got the drop on Osiris from this book, the sacred symbols of Mu. Basically, family, I can go further into this, but I don't want to hold you too long in here. So now remember the word horizon of eternity on the tree of life, the Kabbalah tree of life. So now we went over here. We got the drop on horizon. First, we got H in the beginning of it. It means behold. Behold what? Behold Zion. Where? Behold the Zohar in Zion. Behold the Zohar in Zion. Then we got the word Orion. We got the word Osiris. We got the word Or. We got the word In. All right. Also, the city of On. The city of On. On. Remember, the city of On was a city at Heliopolis in the Keys of Enoch. It was said that it was the if I could get that for you guys, I don't want to live here. The Stonehenge was built by the priest scientists of On. Thank you, Father. Stonehenge was built by the priest scientists of On. On. On was a city in Heliopolis, and had some very intelligent, okay, some next level people. So Stonehenge was built by the priest scientists of On, right? And straight from the top, I don't have my notes in front of me. I would give you the page from the Keys of Enoch right now. I can't think of it. All right, let's go. What else we got over here? So now we're going to move to the second part of the video. In the books of the remembrance, first and second Achee, the books of the remembrance, first and second Achee, okay, right there. We go to page 112. We're going to go to page 112, 113, 114, 115. All right, we'll go to chapter 2. We're going to go to page 536. Now remember, we're going to go to page 536. We're going to stay on the tree of life. I just want you to open your eyes a little bit more. You see that? Number 6 on the tree of life is Tiffara. Tiffara. You have Kether, Hokmabina, Kashet Gabora, Netzach, Had, Yesad, and Malkuth. Remember, those seven ones at the bottom, directly, they are directly linked with the Anabokoak, right? These 7 are directly linked with the Anabokoak. So we're not gonna get into that. But the number 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is beauty, which is Tiffara, which in a lot of different Kabbalah chart is Yahweh Shai, it's Jacob, is beauty. So now remember number 6, Tiffara. So now when you go into the book of the remembrance of Achee, the second book of Achee, all right, page 536, Achee's wife's name is Tiffara. I never understood this chapter. I understood the chapter, but I never understood why would they use Tiffara. Why would the Most High use in this book Tiffara, okay, as an example for creation? It never made sense to me. Why is she venerated as an example for creation? Now in this story, the angel came to Achee, and she's about to tell Achee about creation, right? The first angel that came to him was Naba. Naba in the spirit here, okay? This is not Naba in the flesh. Some of you call her Kava. The reason why, this still is, we're not gonna fight over words. The reason why I call her Naba is because Book of the Remembrance, chapter 1, her when she was also Book of the Remembrance of Achee, first chapter or second chapter also. Book of the Remembrance of Enoch, first or second chapter, as in Book of Haggai. But in the Book of the Remembrance of the grandmothers, it's around page 25, 26, 27. She was forgiven. Remember when Yahweh Shai came to Yatzikah, they said, listen, I'm going to make a covenant with you. The covenant of Gabriel, which makes you, okay, the covenant of Gabriel renders you the fathers to the righteous only. All right. So, Yatzikah, Adam was very troubled. What happened to his kids? Some of them was following Cain, and Cain was very wicked. And he said, Yahweh Shai said, listen, don't trouble yourself. They have chosen Cain as their daddy. Cain has chosen Satan as his daddy. I'm gonna change your name from Yatzikah to Gabriel. Okay, so I know now brother man has a video where he has Gabrielle, and I forgot how it went down with brother man. But whatever the information brother man has, with this information with Yatsika becoming Gabrielle, and and also in the in the Book of Mormon, actually Joseph Smith had Adam as Michael, okay, but over here Adam Yatsika is Gabriel, so that's the information. So the information that brother man has contradict this information, all right. So we really don't care about none of that. So he what we care about. There's a covenant that was established, whether Adam is Gabriel or he's Michael. It's like tomato, tomato, potato, potato. There was a covenant that was established between Adam or Yatzikad and Yahweh, where he said, your children, okay, who are following my precepts, who have humbled themselves and living according to what you are teaching them, they are under this covenant, and this covenant extends to the end of time, which means that you and I will both are also covered under the covenant of Gabriel. What is it? It says the covenant of Gabriel um made Adam or Yatzika the father to the righteous only. All right, his other children chose Cain as their daddy, and Cain chose Satan as their daddy. Okay, so now we got that covered. Now Tiffara is the wife of Achee. But remember though, remember I just told you, I just showed you on the tree of life, Tiffara is over here, is number 6. Number 6 in the tree of life. So this chapter, remember the Most High already revealed to us that the books that I remember is Kabbalah, is Zohar. It's a type of Kabbalah, it's a type of Zohar because it's a very esoteric book. You know, it's a very esoteric book. You gotta have the Holy Spirit to see it. All praises to the Most High. So Tifara, which is the number 6 on the tree of life, she's being used here as sort of like a symbolically as the primary idea of a soul in creation, but that's not what I'm going to focus on. I'm going to focus on her name, Tifara. Tifara means glory. Tifara means beauty, right? Just like you saw it on the tree of life. But we're not going to stop at Tifara. We're going to also go to Zipporah. Zipporah and Tifara is the same name, Tiferet. Tiferet, Sephora, Zipporah, Sephora, Sapphire. These are all the same word. They all mean beauty. They all mean jewel, glory, renown, honor. And they all means, okay, all of those names lead to the nation of Yasharah. It all mean the children of the Most High. When you look at the etymology of those words, when you look at it, or the translation, they all mean Israel. That's why I told you in certain Kabbalah symbols or tree of life, number 6 over here, you will find Jacob. Jacob, you will find Jacob right there. You will find Jacob. You find Yahweh in the book of remembrance. Yahweh called Israel grandfather, right? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob is none other than Israel, right? Yasharah. Now check this out. You will see Yasharah right there. You will see Jacob right there. You see Yahweh. Okay? And that's symbolic to Tifara over here being used as the primordial element or character for creation, right? So the Most High used her here to, and she's also on the tree of life. So wherever you see Tifara, Zipporah, Tiferet, Sifret, and Sapphire, Sephora, these all these words are the same words. So when you read this chapter, which I'm not gonna read to you, you have to go in there and get the understanding yourself. You're gonna see it's all Kabbalah at its best, but you have to have the eyes. The Holy Spirit got to open your eyes to see it, right? And as the Most High considered Tifara, he knew that if there was spiritual darkness, then there must also be spiritual light. So as the Most High considered um Tifara, okay, remember on the tree of life, there are two sides. There's Hokmah, there's Binah. The balance each other. So the right side balance the left side. So the Most I was considering the tree of life. So Tifara was actually being used the entire as the tree of life the entire time in this story here, in this breakdown. She was actually being used as an example for the tree of life. So over here, as a Mosai considered the tree of life, he knew that if there was spiritual darkness, if there was a left side, then there must also be the right side. So you have 72 angels on the left side, you have 72 angels on the right side. Okay? And it came to pass that after these things, Messiah presented his fourth gift unto his father. And okay, so the fourth gift that Messiah presented to the Most High was the living water. Okay, 1 Achee 3, 3, and then page 115, number 41, page 115. Messiah presented the living water to the Most High as a gift. And now it says, if I now have where I should dwell with this lovely one of mine, then she also must have a dwelling place. The Most I said, now, okay, Tiffara must also have a dwelling place. Where would Israel live? Where would Tiffara live, which is Jacob, which is Yahushai, right? On the tree of life, that's what it represents. Um, some Kabbalah tree pictures will show Jacob, would also show Yahushua. But let's just go with the premise that we're looking at Tiffara and then we're looking at one that says Jacob. Mosai is esoterically saying, if I now have a place to dwell with this lovely one of mine, then she also must have a dwelling place. So the Mosai says, look, she can dwell with me. Okay, she's in me and I'm in her. But where would she live, right? We'll say, and the soul of the earth immediately appeared. So over here, Tiphora or Sephora or Tiferet, she's the earthly mother. She represents creation, right? So where would creation be at? On the earth. So where would Israel live? That's what the Most is saying here. Esoterically, where would I live with Israel? Yashara on the earth. So that's why when he said that, the soul of the earth immediately appeared in the light of God, standing in her purity. Family, understand what I'm saying to you. Understand what I'm saying to you here. We're going in deep. We're going in deep. The Most High is speaking here esoterically. You understand? Let's go back to 66. And it came to pass after these things, Messiah presented his fourth gift unto Enoch said. And God said, if I now have a place where I may dwell with this lovely one of mine, which is Yasharal, then Yasharal must also have a dwelling place. Where would Yasharal live? Yasharal in the spirit didn't have a place. Where of course it had a place in the presence of the Most High, but once the Father creates everything in the spirit, then he's looking for a physical place for them to reside, just like our soul needed a physical body, right, to come in and pass the time during our probation period. So the Most High said, okay, then Tifara, this lovely one of mine, okay, and God considered Tifara, okay, this Tifara, this lovely one of mine, she needs a place to stay, to dwell in. Immediately when the Most High said this, the earthly mother appeared. The soul of the earth immediately appeared. So this is where Tifara live, because this is where you live. Remember, when you interchangeably, Tifara is also Jacob. It's also Yasharal, because Jacob represents the whole house of Yasharal. Are you following? You following, family? Okay, you following me, right? You follow. So these are the gifts. These are the gifts. The fourth gift, the Most High, Yahweh gave to the Father was the living water. The living water. So that why? So that his child could live life to its fullest. Mm-hmm. And my Father could have the delight of your passages. So you can live your life to the fullest with the Holy Spirit, and the Most High could have delight during your lifetime on this earth, right? Read this entire chapter. The chapter 3 is a beautiful read, and I'm not gonna read everything to you. I've already done these things. I've already done these things. Go back to all my videos. I ran through all these chapters, man, front and back. Trust and believe. Now check this out. So when you go through the chapter, you keep reading it, you're gonna find so many nuggets, so many things that the Most High revealed to you. Okay, I'm not going to read everything. So let's go to page 540, number 72. And the handiwork of his love for her could not be stayed. So the Most High he was loving what he created, right? For it surged and it rolled and it leaped with happiness at the sight of the wonderful gift of Tiffara, right? That was before the eyes of God. The wonderful gift of the tree of life was in the sight of the Most High. The wonderful gift of the 10 emanations was in the sight of the Most High. And the Most High again sat himself and he pondered to find what further riches or what further rich gifts of love he could do in her behalf. What further rich gifts of love he could do in her behalf. You see, he's mesmerized by his creation. He's looking at her. He's looking at her on the tree of life. Okay, he's looking at Sephora on the tree of life, and he said, look at you, you beautiful, you Sephora. You represent my entire holy nation. My entire royal priesthood is on you. But remember, in the books of the remembrance, she represents the entire tree of life. At the same time, she represents Yasharal. She represents you. Behold Zion. Behold the Zohar in Zion. But remember, the horizon of eternity, which is the Ein Sof, this is where the Zohar came from the Most High. It goes straight down this ley line right here. Goes straight down the crown ley line all the way down to Tifara beauty ley line all the way down to kingdom ley line. So this is a great segue. This is a very good segue to take you to my notes on the tree of life. So I try to understand or understand and understand how do I comprehend this in my language with my experiences. Okay, the in my world, how would I translate this to somebody? How would I put you on to understand the tree of life, not using the emanations, not using none of those stuff, right? So I sat here and I was speaking to the Most High, and he just opened it up to me. He said, "Look, just apply it to your life and what you do." So the tree of life to Abdullah, what is it, right? So you can also try to do this in your own way, just like the sister CJ. She took the Anabakoa prayer, she changed the whole thing her way, right? There's no true way to do this. As long as you stay within the perimeters of correctness, right? But there's no true way to do it. So basically what you're trying to ascertain when you read scriptures, when you read some scrolls, you're trying to bring it down to your level. How do you read this and walk away with a different understanding, how do you comprehend this differently than what is being presented to you? This is how I study. That's how I read things. So when I was reading this, studying this, I'm like, Father, there's got to be a way for me to understand this. I mean, I get it, but I don't get it. But give me the way that I should understand it myself. So here it is. Occult tradition, the tree of life. All right. So Kabbalism is at least in the West is built around a diagram called the tree of life. Right. Okay, we got that. The tree of life contains 10 portals, right? We know that. The tree of life contains 10 portals, or 10 emanations. That's what they'll call it, 10 emanations, right? 10 emanations. The tree of life contains 10 portals. So we have Kether, uh, Hokmah, Bina, we have Dath, we have Kased, Gabura, right? Not Dath, we have Kased, Gabura, Beauty, we have Netzach, Hard, Yesod, Malkut, which is the kingdom of earth. So, forgive me, not this page. Hopefully, I'm not going too fast for you guys. So, on the tree of life, we have 10 emanations or 10 portals. 10 portals or 10 stops, which are connected by ley lines. Okay, they are connected by ley lines. Each portal is connected to another portal by means of a major highway. Okay, so let's go back to the tree of life. 10 emanations, 10 portals, and all these lines you see, these are ley lines. 10 portals or 10 stops or 10 hubs. They're all connected by major highways, right? So let's get the understanding. Try to picture this in your head. Each portal is connected to another portal by means of a major highway. The first stop, or let's just say the Kether is connected to Hokmah by highway 11, Aleph. So hold up. The first stop or the manufacturer is Kether. So let's go back to the tree of life. The Kether, which is the crown, is a manufacturer. Let's just say this was a company. Kether would be where the CEO at. The CEO that's the CEO seat. So this is the company. Everyone else, these are like umbrella companies, right? These are all subsidiary companies, and they are all under the leadership of Kether. All right, so you have 9 subsidiary companies under the leadership of Kether. Everybody is connected by ley lines. So let's just say, for example, wisdom is connected by a ley line to Kether, which is the crown. Okay? And Bina is connected by a ley line to Kether, which is the crown. Okay? So let's see what I have written here. 10 portals connected by major hubs, highways. Okay? All right, let me see here. So far, so good. You see, everything's connected to Hokmah by highway. Aleph, Kether's connected to Bina by highway 12, which is Beth. Okay? All right, you can get to each portal to another portal by using a series of ley lines, which are all numbered. Okay, we got that. There are 10 portals. They are also called 10 routes. On the routes, merchandise are carried from one portal to the next portal. All right, from one stop to the next stop. And the truck drivers actually travel via the ley lines or via chariots. So, what are the merchandise? Remember the purpose of the tree of life. The purpose of the tree of life is in Kabbalah. This is how all of the blessings, all of the benevolence, all of the goodness of the Father, of the Creator, of the Ein Sof are funneled down to us, to Malkut, to this world, right? All of the goodness of the Father are funneled down to us from the top down, from the first stop down to the 10 stops, right? It comes from the Ein Sof all the way down to Malkut, the world of creation, the world, the earthly mother. This is why in certain Kabbalah tree, you could see a woman at the bottom. That's the earthly mother. That's what it represents. Okay. Now we haven't even read the sides of these things yet. So you understand all these hubs, all these stops, they're all connected by major highways and they're all connected by major routes. So let's go here. So Kether is connected to Hokmah by Route 11. Okay, Kether is connected to Hokmah by Route 11, and also Kether is connected to Bina by Route 12. These are major highways. Bina is connected to Hokmah by Route 14 or Highway 14. And each one of these hubs, each one of those companies, each one of these stops have their own CEOs. Remember, these are all subsidiary companies. So over here in Hokmah, you have the Entrovaziel who delivers the wisdom, who distributes the wisdom. He's the CEO over there. Then over here in Bina, you have Zachiel. He's the CEO over there. And each one of those angels or each one of those chariot riders, that's a no word right there, chariot riders, or truck drivers, they travel via the ley lines. They can go from one to the next. They can go to Kether, come out of Kether, go to Tiffara, come out of Tiffara, come to Malkut, go to Netzach. There are no places that they can travel to. They use the ley lines and they travel to you, to me, whatever state, country you at, whatever realm, and they bring the news, they bring the scrolls, they bring the goodness, they bring the ass whooping, they bring whatever they need to bring to whatever hub, to whatever stop. You see, everything is connected. Route 17, Route 22. So you can get straight from Kether. You could take Route 13 straight down. Route 13 will connect you, and you have to stop at Tiffara. Once you stop at Tiffara, you gas up, okay? You take a little break, all right? And then you jump on Route 25. You go straight down. Route 25 connect you to Route 32. Route 32 take you straight to Malkut, but it's one ley line. Okay, so you can get straight from the earth to the Most High. How? By repentance, by holiness, by living your life a certain way, by following the blueprint of the Most High. You know this already. I mean, I've done this thousands of times. We don't got to go through it one more time, but you already know. You got to go back to the basics. You have to have a relationship to get that straight connection, and also disconnects beautifully with the Anabokoak prayer, because there is a when you concentrate on the last line of the Anabokoa prayer, which goes Shavatenu Kabel, Shavatenu Kabel Ushma, Zaakatenu Yodea Talomot. This is one of the what is the word I'm looking for? This is one of the meditation that you can do to bring down all of the benevolence, the blessing, the goodness, to manifest everything on from the Anabokoa, from the 42 letter name of the Most High. You can meditate on that one line. That's like a shortcut in the prayer, to meditate on that one last line right there. And you know those seven sifret, those seven portals, chesed. Okay, chesed is loving kindness. Okay, you have over here Gabura, is humility. You have Tiferet, which is Tiffara. Okay, is harmony. You have Netzach, eternity. You have Hanayel. Um, you have hard. I mean, hard is glory, and this Archangel Michael is a CEO over there. You know, Archangel Michael, of course, he's in our midst, along with Archangel Jaira. Okay, these are all the high, Archangel Michael is a general, but in the fourth heaven, because this is, so we have one, two, three, four portals. Right here, you have the abiding angels, you have the guardian angels, angels that come in and out of the realms to the earth, to your home, to provide sustenance with certainty, to provide healing, protection. All these angels come from these portals, right? In the book of Sefer Harazim, if you start reading the book, you could see the different hierarchy of angels. If you go to the Hekalot, which is three Enoch, you could go in further into the hierarchy of angels. You go to the keys of Enoch, you go to the hierarchy of angels. We can get the Malachims, the Ashim, the Elim of the heights. You can get the Seraphim, Cherubims, Ophanims. You can get to the book of Raziel, and different types of Goesha angels. You can go all types of, you go deep into these angels, man. I tell you, but you got to be careful and know what you're doing. All right? Don't run before you walk. Got to pace yourself and get all this stuff. So basically, what I want to show you, family, when you're reading the Tree of Life, you have to make it, you have to bring it down to your level so you can understand exactly here. These are all portals, these are all hubs, these are all airports, and the airplanes fly in and out using the ley lines to bring the merchandise, to bring the goods to whom? To you down in here. You're Malkut. But you know, Yasharal is not just on the earth. Remember the Rechabites, sons of Jonadab, sons of Rechab. The Mosai took them out of the earth, and they went somewhere else. They're probably right here on the earth in another. They are definitely in another dimension. But the Mosai said he has many worlds. So they also benefit from the tree of life. They also benefit from Kether. They also receive the goodness, the benevolence of the Most High with the angels, or especially with the Rechabites, sons of Jonadab, sons of Rechab, in the Sotopigrapha. They talk about how the angels go back and forth and bring information as to what goes on in the world of vanity in Malkut. Remember, also on the right of this tree of life, we also have the five worlds. You have Adzala, Braya, Yetzirah, Asaya, and also you have Adam Kadmon. Okay, these five worlds have 133 subworlds. Okay, so, and we will go further into that. We're not gonna go there tonight. I just wanted to show you different things that the Most High was showing me and how everything ties in together. Also, when you go to the keys of Enoch, this is the dove. The dove is also a representation of the tree of life. Remember, he who abides under the shadow, he who dwells, he who dwells shall abide. He who dwells shall abide. He who dwells in the shadow of the Most High, he who dwells in the secret place of the Most High, shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Okay? He who dwells in the secret place shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Now, if you dwell in the secret place, which is the tree of life, you shall abide. You shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Are the branches, the emanations on the tree of life, the portals, the stops, the major hubs. So if you dwell in the secret place, you're going to partake of the benefit. Hence, the dove returning back over here in Altia America, and her wings are spread wide. Her wings are spread really wide, and she's protecting, she's providing, she's educating the sons and the daughters of Yatzikad and Naba, the sons of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Her wings, we all abide under her wings. This is the shadow of the Almighty, the wings of the dove. So this is another representation of the tree of life. There's a subscriber who also sent this to me in my email. I want to shout you out. I don't remember your name, but great observation. Great observation. So here we are, family. We are at horizon of eternity, the iron soft. This is where you came from. You come from the kingdom of lights. This is why the horizon says, Behold the Zohar in Zion. You see, the Zohar is in the midst. Behold the Zohar in Zion. All come from this one word, horizon, Orion, cluster of stars in the sky, the Pleiades. Of course, we could go further into this because we can take this straight. Let's take it there. Let's go there right now. Forget it. Let's go there. Let's go there. I might as well give you a potpourri of information. Let's go to the lost secrets of the mystery schools. Let's go to the lost scriptures and mystery schools. What was happening with the pyramid? You know, the pyramid of Isa. Okay, the pyramid of Isa. Also, this was also a mystery school. Okay, in Egypt or in Kemet. Thoth is one of the most divine creator gods, Pataz. He's credited with 36,000 books under his belt. Okay, that's Enoch, all right? He's credited with 36,000 books under his belt. What were the pyramids also used for? And now see now down here we have Osiris and Isis and Thoth, okay? So now we're gonna get the drop on the pyramids real quick. Real quick, I shouldn't bring this into this lesson, but since we're here, we might as well get it. Let's read on. Let's see what we can get with the pyramid, because you know the reason why I'm coming here. If you go over here, the pyramid of Giza, that's how they have it. The pyramid of Aisa. When you look in the sky images, when you look, oh yeah, the pyramid of Giza. So you're gonna get some beautiful pictures over here. Hold up. That's not what I want. That's not what I want. Let's keep going. That's not what I want. They also align with the stars. The pyramid of Giza align with the stars, and I can go into the emerald tablets and give you exactly. That's not what I want. That's not what I want. Where are you? They also align with Orion, the Pleiades, the Matzara. Hopefully, I'm saying this right. Align with the stars. Let me see what pictures come up. There you go. So if you go here, you could see they align perfectly with the star. But why? Why the fascination with the pyramid of Isa being aligned with the stars? What was these pyramids used for? What is the secret of the pyramid of Aisha? Now, there's a book Big Judah brought out. I forgot the name of the book. I think I have it up here somewhere. I'm not gonna look for it. It's a very $5,000 book. Let me see something. Hold up. What's the name of that book? Let me see. I forgot the name of that book, but that book has a that book has a chapter on the pyramid of Aisa. I don't want to go to YouTube right about now, but forget it. We're not gonna go there. I forgot the book, forgot the name of the book. But let's go back to the pyramid of Aisa. Okay, these are the pyramid of Giza. They all align with the planetary with the planets, right? So why? Photos of Mercury, Venus, and Saturn perfectly align with the tip of the pyramid of Aisa. It's not pyramid of Giza, it's a pyramid of Aisa because it was a mystery school of Aisa there. Okay? They call it Giza or Cheops to hide the true identity of the pyramid and what they stand for. As I said earlier, as I noted earlier, we can go to the emerald tablets and also get a great breakdown of these pyramids and their usage. So let's read from the top, page 45 from the Lost Secrets of the Mystery Schools. Okay, let's go from the top. Let's see. He, Thoth, Enoch, was considered to be the god of wisdom and letters. He not only wrote innumerable books, oh, here comes that word that was kicking my butt the other day. He not only wrote innumerable books and scripts, but he taught humans how to write, how to arrange their speech, how to institute ceremonies, how to interpret the course of the stars, how to write music and musical harmonies. Of course, when you go to the book of Enoch, book of remembrance of Enoch, you can get all that breakdown. All right, so he taught divine harmonic cymatic frequencies in addition to astrology, astronomy, in addition to everything else, right? He revealed information about medicine, right? Remember, we are the pre-scientists. Remember, we are the pre-scientists, so we know all these things in we're not gonna get into that. We already talked about this before. He revealed information about medicine, the art of working in metals, the lyre with three strings, physical exercises, arithmetic, and hieroglyphics, just like the Druids over there in Britain. All right. I remember how many universities they had and how long you had to stay to study, 20 years and such. In Egypt, Enoch, Thoth, Hermes he chose to select a group of initiates which were capable of understanding somewhat. All right, we back to the somewhat. Remember in the seal portion, Moroni was saying, you know somewhat. I'm about to reveal to you somewhat of the mysteries of the Most High. Not everything. So whatever you have in your hands, right? Moroni was saying to you in the seal portion, it is a little bit, it is just somewhat, right? So over here is the same thing. In Egypt, Enoch chose to select a group of initiates. Why am I calling Thoth Enoch? Because they tell you right here. Hermes, Mount Olympus, Hermes was there. Who was Hermes? He was the son of Zeus. Who was that? His father was his father's name was what was his dude's father's name? So yeah, Enoch. It was. It's not, is it Jared? Was Jared the father of Enoch? I'm not sure. Probably. Let's just say his father was Jared, and his mother's wife was his mother's wife. His mother's name was Baraka. He's definitely Baraka, the worshiper, was the mother of Enoch. But let's just say his father was Jared, the brother of Achee. All right, probably is Jared. So Zeus and Maya is probably Jared and Baraka, but most likely Zeus was probably Adam or Yatzikad, right? And Maya was probably Eve or Naba, right? So that's side note. He was the son of Zeus and Maya, and they call him Hermes on Mount Olympus. He was also famous in Kemet, also as he was famous in Greece. The Hebrews knew him as Enoch. Okay, He was called Thoth Hermes in Egypt, the thrice great, the greatest great. Hermes Trismegistus, that's all the same person. He has many other names. So in Egypt, he chose a select group of initiates capable of understanding somewhat of the mysteries. He called them priests of the living God. Now, just because you're a priest of the living God, that doesn't mean you understand all the mysteries of God. You see, he select them people who had the capacity to understand somewhat, not all, somewhat. As long as you got potential, he could work with you. So he called them priests. Both Greek and Egyptians considered Enoch actually to be one of the living gods, sent from God to reform men, to lead them from their vices and show them the pathway leading to immortality, just like Osiris was doing, right? Could these seven have later been called the seven Elohim, the Christian angels before the throne of God? Okay, what sevens we're talking about? I guess over here we ran into seven names that we're not going to cover right now. So this is the temple of Isa. It was Hermes who built the great temple of initiation standing in the midst of Kemet, the great pyramid. This marvelous structure served many purposes. First, it served as an ark of the covenant. Did you hear that? This great pyramid or pyramid served marvelous purposes. This marvelous structure served many purposes. First, it served as an ark of the covenant. It served as an ark of the covenant, radiating beams of energy. It was radiating beams of energy, okay? Radiating beams of energy. Where we at? To guide spaceships arriving from distant planets. So this was what it was for. This was an energy hub guiding the spaceships coming in and out of our atmosphere from different planets. This, okay. So the book I was looking for is called Irish Wisdom. Irish Wisdom. I had shared that about 3 months ago. Big Joda came out with Irish Wisdom. In Irish Wisdom, one of the chapters talk about all the pyramids, all of them, pyramids of Isa and other pyramids, okay? About 3 or 4 of them, whatever. Just go check that out. So these marvelous structures, they serve as first as an ark of the covenant, radiating beams of energy to guide spaceships, okay, which were arriving from distant planets. As such, see, this is why they have such a fascination with the pyramid. But if you read the emerald tablets, Enoch says they cannot get the drop on this pyramid, right? I took the page, I took the picture of the page, but I'm not gonna look for it. It's somewhere on my computer, right? He has countless of records inside the pyramid. He says when they go into the king's chamber, it's gonna look empty. They're not gonna find anything, but it's not empty. I'll bring that out to you in another video. It says it looks empty, but it's not empty. It's filled with artifacts. They just can't see it. The incantation that he used, the portal that he opened to put those things in, they'll never be able to find it because he said he shall return. And he's gonna ask for an account of whatever information that they already had in their hands, and he's going to and they're gonna be judged for how to use it or misuse it. Okay, so as such, the pyramids also acted as a center of communication, receiving and transmitting messages of the angels. Okay, the messengers of Yahuwah. Okay, the chariot riders who occupy many centers of light all over the planet, right? So you hear that? The angels, they occupy many centers of light all over the planet. I don't get it twisted. There are different sites on the earth that men don't have access to. Angels go come and go, right? They come and go. How do you call those sites? I forgot the name of those sites. But all these different sites with sacred geometry that pop up all over the earth. Next, the nuclear reactor in its capstone distributed rays of energy, not only throughout Kemet, but also throughout distant lands. Its beams of energy connected with other points of communication throughout the planet, which form the grid work of meridians worldwide. It's just like your body have meridian points, just like meridians on the tree of life. So the grid on the pyramid, they form a meridian, a grid work meridians throughout the entire earth. And last, it acted as a temple of initiation. I just told you this was the school of Aisa. He had a secret school at the pyramid of Aisa. That's why they call it the pyramid of Aisa, because he had a school of initiation there. All right. And last, it acted as a temple of initiation. It's also discussed in the Keys of Enoch. Of course, you could get that information there. And also, you can also get that information. We'll come back to this. You can also get that information in this book titled, what's this book at? The Secret Doctrines of Jesus. Okay. In this book, you also get information about the his school. I forgot which page. But of course, over here he talks about clouds. Yahweh Shai formed clouds with the apostles. So you see, Acts 19, verse 1 through 12, when he levitated, when he ascended to the heavens, okay, they sat down, the arms folded in a mystical salutation with the right hand over the left breast, just like I had in the picture. Okay, let me see. In this picture right here, right hand over the left breast, but they sat down. They were sitting down doing this. Okay? Yahweh Shai and the disciples, this is before he ascended to the heavens. They sat down with the arms folded in a mystical salutation, with the right hand over the left breast, and with their feet in the correct position, symbolical of their ritual. Okay, a cloud formed in the center of the circle. So when the cloud formed, what happened? It did not surprise the apostles, the initiates. No, why? Because they're used to that. They're used to the cloud. It did not surprise them, for the forming of such cloud had been witnessed by them on many occasions, and they knew the law whereby it was formed, and anticipated that after the power to do this and other things had been conferred upon them. You see that? They had power to form clouds, to raise the dead, to give sight to the blind, to perform miracles, many other things, to travel through the ley lines and everything like that. Right? Because they used the cloud to travel. Let's get it right now. They too would form such clouds on occasions. The ancient schools of mysticism and divine science have practiced the formation of this formula and process for many ages, and its secret is still in practice in the mystical schools of today. When such clouds are formed, the people who are in the midst of these clouds become invisible. But in the case of Yahushai, okay, but in this case, Yahushua became not only invisible, but as the cloud arose, Yahushua appeared to arise with the cloud, and at a certain height above them, the cloud gradually dissolved, and the spiritual form of the spiritual form of Jesus, as well as the physical form, disappeared. This is Acts 19, verse 1 through 12. This is his ascension to the heavens. Okay, so in another chapter in this secret doctrine of Jesus, I discussed some time ago. He's I discussed the mystery schools. You could also get it in Keys 319 in the Keys of Enoch, right? You could also get it there. So now when we go back there, we could see that it was it acted lastly acted as a temple of initiation, being a major mystery school of antiquity. It was not constructed as a tomb for any pharaoh or king. Exactly. It was not a tomb. It never was. It never will be. It was a mystery school. It was everything I just read here. Serve as an ark, serve as an ark of the covenant, radiated beams of energy to guide spaceships arriving from distant planets, acted as a center of communication and received and transmitted messages of the angels who occupy many centers of light all over our planet, acted as a nuclear reactor in its capstone, distributed rays of energy, right? Probably like use this energy to light up the entire earth. Okay, use that as electricity to power different machinery on the earth throughout distant lands, beams of energy connected with other points of communication throughout the planet and other planets. Okay, different parts of the world, different parts of the worlds. Also used as a mystery school. Like, this is next level stuff, man. All right, this is next level stuff. So it is not what they told. So they're forever trying to understand this. They can't. They can understand that. See, Thoth, Enoch tell you when you go down here in the king's chamber, it's empty, but there's so many things in there. Also, there's a lake right underneath the pyramid. There's a lake. The lake is served as of to rejuvenate. Anybody go and dip in that lake, they can come back alive. So maybe that's where they get that the halls of Amenthi, right? Where they go down there and regenerate themselves. That's why he was called the thrice great, the greatest great, because he was an immortal mortal. Okay, so they have all types of pictures about the pyramid of Isa. Can you imagine this thing in its glory? Can you imagine in its glory? Can you imagine the capstone? If I could find a picture with the capstone with more, sometimes you find a picture with the tip. Right? See how to show the tip right here? So this part right here probably was golden. Probably had gold in it because gold is a very good conductor of electricity. And this right here used to look at that. This probably was like bright, beautiful in its day, in its glory. Can you imagine how this thing was in its glory and how old this is? Can you imagine how old this is? The energy beams radiating from there. Can you imagine? Okay, can you imagine the energy beams radiating connected with the cosmos, perfectly aligned? Look at this. Can you imagine the type of power radiating from the pyramid? All right, you could get these little things and put them in your homes and whatnot for your meditation or whatever. Can you imagine the frequency coming out in and out of this pyramid in these days? Yeah, family. Great things are upon you. All praises to the Most High, All praises to the Most High. Reading is fundamental. Reading is fundamental. It's something we all should be doing to educate yourself to during your probation time. All right, to connect back to your people. So this is what the Father led me to understand in my studies. I pray that I made sense. That anything that I said today, tonight, could be of any use to you. Help open your eyes a little bit when you look at different words, like the word horizon. Behold the ZOHAR in Zion, and you see so many things. You get On, the city of in the city of On, where the pre-scientists at city of On built Stonehenge and everything like that. All right, you get Osiris, Orion. Okay, and yeah, amazing. Remember the Genesis prayer and the 42 letter name of the Most High, the Anabokoak, was all over your Bible. They took it out. So you don't have it, you don't know it. This book is amazing, has some great information in there. Try to get it if you can. It's very cheap, it's affordable. You're not gonna break a leg buying it. So here we are, family. All praises to the Most High, you know. Um, yeah, wisdom and teaching. That's what it's about. Wisdom is hokmah. But in all thy hokmah, get bina. Balance your hokmah. Balance your wisdom with understanding. Shalom.